How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan here. And today, well, let's just say it's been a rough day for me. And I'm going to be honest, I was really hoping that I didn't have to wake up to even worse news to only just make my day even better. You know, just so much better. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, if you couldn't tell. Boy, oh boy. As if I feel like I didn't see this coming, but I'll be honest, I didn't see this coming at all, because this is by far and a none some of the dumbest news I have seen in a long time. Guys, if you didn't see it today, Charlie Intel, and I'm going to read the tweet right now, tweeted it out 11 hours ago at the time that I am currently reading this tweet. Breaking. VGC sources also confirm Call of Duty 2022 to be a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019 and state the game will center around U.S. Special Forces fighting a covert war against Colombian drug cartels. And they also tweeted out, the information also lines up with what I've heard about the game, and I've also heard some whispers that the game is going to be pretty incredible, but we'll wait till next year for that. Back to hashtag Vanguard. Yeah, so if you didn't know, that last part is factually incorrect. I can already tell you right now that game's probably not going to be incredible. That's just Charlie Intel, you know, being their biased selves, I feel like, on that part. Because, you know, as you know, Charlie Intel is pretty biased as of recently. They never seem to want to take the low route when it comes to Call of Duty. They always want to seem to take the high route and not call out a game for a lot of the things that it has. You know, I know there were times during Warzone that, you know, when there were hacking issues, you know, they kind of played into like how, you know, the hacking is kind of ridiculous, but even then, they're still biased. And so don't take that last part with any grain of salt, as the game has not come out yet, and they have not seen the game yet. I know they say that they heard whispers that it's going to be incredible. I don't know who you're hearing those whispers from, Charlie Intel, unless you literally have the studio's mouth in your ear. I don't know why you would even tweet something like that out. Anyways, aside from that, let's go back to the first part, because the first part is why we are here today for this video. Now, let's read in between the lines a little bit here, and let's start off with that last part. Now, at first note, I was like, I don't really know. And then I kind of thought about it a little bit. I'm going to give a bit of a clap. I'm going to give a little bit of a clap to the developers, because I will admit, this is actually kind of interesting. This last part about the campaign and how it's centering around U.S. Special Forces fighting a covert war against Colombian drug cartels. Or sorry, I should say that the game will center around U.S. Special Forces fighting a covert war against Colombian drug cartels. Now, weirdly enough, let me just look it up here real quickly. Let's just see here, because I saw two different tweets. I saw Charlie Intel's tweet, and then I saw T. Martin's tweet. If those of you know who T. Martin is one of the OGs in terms of YouTube gaming and COD and all that. He's been around for a long time, and he tweeted, according to multiple trustworthy sources, Call of Duty 2022 will be a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019, as we already said. Modern Warfare sequel will include a campaign involving U.S. Special Forces fighting a covert war against Colombian drug cartels. Okay, so he's saying that the campaign is centering around that. Charlie is saying that the game itself is centering around that. So I don't know really, like, because at the same time, a campaign can be very different from all the other game modes that it has. I don't really know why both parties are saying two different things. Maybe it's just the way that each of them worded it. I don't know. But let's just for the time being say that it's the campaign that centers around that stuff, which it most likely will be. That's probably what the entire campaign is going to be like. I don't expect multiplayer or whatever the third game mode is going to be to really focus on that aspect of the game. Let's focus on if that's the campaign. I actually kind of think it's interesting, and I'll say this. It's mainly because of the fact that I'm pretty sure this is actually kind of new in a way. I don't think we've ever really gotten something like this before in a Call of Duty campaign. Especially as far as going into South American countries, especially a country like Colombia, So I want to take this with a grain of salt as well and say that it does intrigue me, although I'm still not completely sold on it yet. And if I'm correct in saying this, I don't think we've actually ever had a game that delved into U.S. Special Forces. Because if you don't know this, U.S. Special Forces, and I know some people would get this confused, that is not SEALs. If everybody's heard of SEALs, that is not what SEALs are. U.S. Special Forces are completely different from what SEALs are. Technically, technically, SEALs are known as SEAL Special Forces. So, for all we know, we might get both Special Forces and SEALs in this game, and I'm totally for that. I don't really have a problem, ultimately, with who is fighting in the game from a technicality standpoint, because, we're going into World War II again for this year's COD, and I don't want to see that. I've seen that 7 damn times, okay? So, I'll take this one away for now, but that's what that part was. Now, let's talk about the first part of both these tweets. And that is the fact that it is a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. And this is where I'm about to start ranting, because this is where my head, I honest to God, when I read this, I actually wanted to jump off a bridge in a video game. I'm still flabbergasted, and honestly, I'm really not shocked. The fact that they are doing a sequel to arguably the worst COD ever made, at least to me anyway, I despise Modern Warfare 2019. I think it's an abomination of a game. At least, I mean, not really an abomination. The campaign was good, but everything else about the game was just crap. Are we really getting the same game again? Activision? Are we really going down this route right now? Are you guys really that stuck up your own asses that you cannot find the power and the ability to try and do another thing, something else with your game other than making a sequel to a game that, honestly, it's overblown. It's overhyped. It's not that great of a game. It's really not. Modern Warfare 2019 is not that good of a game. And you're doing it now with this year's COD. You're literally just making the same exact damn game as you did 6 years ago with Call of Duty World War II. We are literally getting Call of Duty World War II again this year with Vanguard. Guys, I don't think you understand how ridiculous this is. From a logic standpoint, just from a logic standpoint, the fact that we're getting another, I hate to say it, but it feels like we're getting another copycat game in this sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. What are you going to call the game, Activision? Are you going to call it Modern Warfare 2? You can't call it that because you already have a game called Modern Warfare 2, and it's arguably the best COD ever made. Are you just going to overshadow that incredible game that is Modern Warfare 2 and just plaster the title Modern Warfare 2 on this new game or whatever it's going to be? Seriously, like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, oh my God, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to this. Is this what we're going to be doing now? Seriously, Activision, honest to God, if you were to make another game that's like one of your previous games before, why not just make COD Ghosts? Infinity Ward, Activision, why not just make COD Ghosts 2? Why not? It's arguably, it's like modern times, is it not? You could make that to modern times. The first Ghost is essentially more, I feel like we're getting to that time in our lives, in real life, where I feel like Ghosts is more akin to modern times now. Why not just make Call of Duty Ghosts 2? I understand that the first game is not the most well-received game ever, and most people think it's the worst COD we've ever had. I personally disagree. I don't think that's the case at all. But why not? Why not? You left that game on a cliffhanger at the very end, at least with the campaign. Why not just follow up with that? Why not? I'm sorry, am I not the only one that feels that a Call of Duty Ghosts 2 is actually fundamentally better for them to do than a Modern Warfare sequel? Why? Why are we doing this? And also, can I just say this now? Activision should be so lucky that this news is getting out now. Because if I'm correct, I feel like this is now the earliest we've ever gotten information upon what the next COD game is going to be exactly. Not exactly, but we have an idea of what it is. This is probably the earliest we've ever gotten that information. The next COD hasn't even released yet. And honestly, Activision, as I just said, they should be so lucky that this information is getting out now. Do you know how much of a firestorm would come about if they had released this news, like, let's say a year from now, before the next COD game came out? Do you know how livid people would be? I think people would, honest to God, lose their minds. And so I think this news coming out now is actually beneficiary, because maybe people will forget enough about this news coming out to just focus on Vanguard. Because if that's the case, maybe that's what you want if you're Activision. Don't pay attention to this news and just go into Vanguard right now. I can't believe this. I cannot believe they're doing this. Can they really not do anything else? Seriously. Can they not do anything else? Honestly, I can't believe I'm saying this. I would rather have a jetpack game than this. At least a jetpack game like Black Ops 3 anyway. I wholeheartedly don't want a jetpack game like Infinite Warfare or Advanced Warfare again. Even though I don't mind Advanced Warfare all that much. And I also would not want it to have specialists either. Can we make, I guess I can't even really say that. We already did technically get it. We already did technically get a jetpack game without specialists in it. That was Advanced Warfare. I don't know, man. I'm so over this. I was so happy, man. Back when Modern Warfare 2019 was announced, I was so happy. You guys have no idea. I thought this was legit going to revive COD. And then the game came out and, well, you know what happened. You know what goes on from there. Boots on the ground coming back has been an absolute disaster. From Black Ops 4 to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 to Black Ops Cold War, and up until now with Vanguard, it has been a disaster. They cannot get a boots on the ground game to be even remotely good. And how is that even possible when their boots on the ground games are some of the best games of all time? Not just in COD, but just all time in general. It doesn't make any sense to me, man. It really doesn't. And of course, Charlie Intel, this is the last point I'll mention. Charlie Intel being Charlie Intel, they of course tweeted again something about regarding jetpacks and how everybody's complaining about this. Charlie, do yourself a favor. Stop tweeting that. It's really, really stupid what you're saying. Because at the time when jetpacks were a thing, if you didn't know this, people were complaining about it then only because it was the game that we had to play at the time. Now, with all these other games coming out, people are changing their mind. They're actually looking back on jetpacks and hey, you know what? That actually wasn't that bad. So you saying what you're saying with your tweets in regards to people complaining about jetpacks is lunacy. Stop tweeting that stuff. Because first of all, again, it shows the bias. Them defending Call of Duty and being like, hey, the fans are wrong. Since when are the fans wrong? Okay? Since when are the fans wrong about something like that? They actually had grievances at the time about those games. Now, they go back and look and see how the game actually fundamentally sounded not that bad. Even though, personally, Infinite Warfare is one of the worst COD games ever made, and Advanced Warfare, it's somewhere in the middle. I don't really consider it to be great or bad. Just stop that, okay? Seriously, Charlie Intel, stop tweeting that stuff. It makes you guys really look it doesn't really make you guys look smart. I got nothing more to say. I mean, I'm just gonna leave this news out to dry. Honestly, I'm not taking this with any grain of salt right now. Other than that campaign part, I don't care. I also really just don't care. COD is so it's in a rough place right now. I just don't care anymore. I'm not getting Vanguard. By the way, that Vanguard beta was a disaster. Did anybody else find it funny how nobody's talking about the game? Did anybody find how funny that is? Nobody's talking about the game. I don't hear anybody like giving high praise to the game right now and talking about it a lot. I think I also saw that it had a record low number of Twitch viewers too. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good, especially from a game perspective. What did I say? It's the same game. Say it with me. It's the same damn game. We've gotten it before. Nobody wants to watch it again. I'm done. I got nothing more to say. Guys, if you like this video, if you enjoy this content, please hit that like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I would like to hear what you guys all have to say down below in the comment section. Please comment down below. What do you think of this news? Are you taking this? Are you like me and you're not really taking this with any grain of salt and just like, hey, let's get through next year first and then we'll see, maybe. Or are you actually liking the news? I genuinely want to hear what people have to say. So I got nothing more to say about that, guys. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. And I will see you all in the next video. All right. Peace out, everybody.